So it's been a great week talking about how to make our pastors a priority. We've come to the fifth day and our fifth and final installment, and we're talking about how to love their kids well. Welcome to the Youth Worker Daily. Hey everybody, welcome back to Youth Worker Daily, where we hope to encourage youth workers like you with tools, tips, resources, and helps so that you thrive in your ministry. My name is Jay Hyam, and it's the last day of our week-long series that we're calling Making Our Pastors a Priority. And the whole week we've been talking about what it looks like, what things we can do as youth workers to help build a relationship with our pastors, both working within ministry in the context of the office and church life, but also developing a relationship with them outside the office, getting to know them and their family and being a part of their lives outside of ministry. Today we're talking about hopefully a fun topic, because if we're in youth ministry, this should be like our wheelhouse. We should have no problem doing this last thing, and that is loving on their kids. I'm going to not be ashamed to say that this is something I have learned well from Doug Fields. You're going to hear me say Doug Fields' name a lot in these videos. I've learned a ton from him. I've applied a lot of what he has taught, and a lot of what he's taught is good stuff, and it works, and it has helped me become a better youth worker. And one of the things I've learned from Doug when it comes to caring and loving on our pastors is that we love their kids well. That we do everything we can to make sure that their kids are recognized and cared for. Now, let's break this down, because what we don't want to do, or we don't want the conversation to go, is into the area of favoritism or showing special condition to a pastor's kids. That's not where this goes. Where I want to take this is in just knowing what's involved in ministry, okay? So in the role of leadership as a pastor or a director, if you've been in ministry for a long time, you know that not only do you take your hits, but your family takes some hits. For as good as church life is and as ministry is, it comes with some real hard times. And there are times when the family absorbs the hurts just as much, or maybe even more than we do. And to say that is not to say that you should be expecting bad things to happen. It's just a reality. Sometimes bad things happen, and we take it, and our families take it. So this isn't a post that kind of talks about the bad things as much as when I think about what it looks like for me to care for my pastor's kids. It means this. It means that I recognize that they are part of a family that is in full-time ministry. And when your family is in full-time ministry, life is just different. And it's hard really to explain what makes it different. But if you're in ministry and you're raising kids up in ministry, you're going to get it. You're going to know what it's like to be in that place. And so when you're in that place, I think giving those kids a little extra attention is something that's good. As a pastor who has raised kids, I have benefited from leaders who have kind of gone that extra mile to love my kids well. And that's not like, doesn't say that they're doing things uniquely special, but I do think there have been seasons when people have spoken into the lives of my kids or done things for my kids that's a little over the top, a little more than what I would have expected leaders to do with students. And I've appreciated that. I've valued that. My wife and I can sit and talk about some of those things, and we're blessed by those things. I think loving on our pastors' kids well can be simply brought down to doing a couple things that are intentional and specific because they are the pastor's kids. I think things like making sure they've got a really great small group leader, or a really great discussion group leader, knowing that someone who is going to be intentional about discipling and helping them grow in their faith, someone who's going to be confidential, so that they can share things that are going on and know that it's a safe place for them to share and be able to express themselves in that way. I think it's us as leaders recognizing them for who they are, and giving them that extra attention just to love on them better, serve them better, being there for them at times maybe where you would have not responded as quickly to someone else, but maybe just kind of being there for them in those special hours. I would say for me, if it's a pastor's kid, I'm gonna want to try to do more, like work a little harder, make sure I catch them for a game or a play or a musical or whatever it is that they find themselves involved in, to make sure that I'm there and cheering them on and supporting them in that, just giving them that extra amount of love. I think it's just making time and space for them when they need to come and talk, or they need something unique or special. It's creating that space where they can come and they can be themselves and be loved on. And I think it comes in just recognizing that ministry for the family can be hard, and you care for them a little more, or a little differently than you would your regular students. Now, again, this isn't about favoritism. This isn't about setting them aside, but it's simply recognizing that that you're gonna go that extra step to make sure your pastor's kids feel like they are valued, they are recognized, they have a safe place, and they're appreciated for who they are. Because ministry is tough. I don't think my kids would have survived if it wasn't for the people who spoke into their lives and walked with them through some of those seasons in their own lives. So yeah, I think the final thing that we can do when it comes to making our pastors a priority is to make their kids a priority. Love them well. Take the extra step, and just celebrate them for who they are, and let them know that you're there backing them and supporting them for whatever it is that they're doing. Want to hear from you. How do you support your pastor's kids? How do you love them well? How do you make them a priority and lift them up in a way that's good and appropriate for them and for your ministry? Love to hear what you do. Love to hear how you might do that, and hopefully I can learn a few things from you in you sharing, and we can have a great discussion about what it looks like for us to love our pastor's kids well. Guys, that's going to do it for this series of learning what it looks like for us to make our pastors a priority. Again, building that relationship of both in the office while we're doing ministry, and then outside of the office through life and through relationships. And I hope that this series has been helpful. Love to hear your feedback on all of it, and see what you think about these things, because I really do think that there needs to be a relationship between the youth worker and the lead pastor. And my experience has shown that if you can establish that relationship, boy, it can be a sweet and really good and healthy relationship. And like I said at the very beginning of all of this, I have grown and learned tremendously from the guys who have taken the time to build a relationship with me, pour into my life, to care for my family. And now I think it's just we're at a place now where it's good for us to do the same thing. So hopefully that's been good for you and helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching the Youth Worker Daily. If you would, subscribe. And when you subscribe, ring that bell. That puts a message in your inbox saying that we've posted our latest video that you can come and watch right here on YouTube. Follow along with us on social media. We are growing this community on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, having more conversations, asking more questions, hopefully encouraging you as you do ministry. So look us up at Youth Worker Daily. Follow us, like us, be a part of the conversation, and let's have fun doing ministry together. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us this week for this unique and special series. We'll be back next week with a week full of great content, ideas and topics, all sorts of things to help you thrive in your ministry. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time right here on the Youth Worker Daily.